began to make contact with more people in the Americas. And for our prosecution, we have the Federation of the Peoples of the Americas, for the Aztec and Mayan empires in Mesoamerica, the Incas in South America. The people living in the Western Hemisphere developed advanced civilizations independent of European influence for thousands of years. Despite their presence, and with his arrival in Hispaniola, Columbus claimed that he made a new discovery and began to take natural resources and even people from the Americas as the property of Spain. This began a system of slavery and the spread of disease that destroyed the native population of the Americas, wiping out once powerful empires. Okay? So we are going to begin with our opening statements from the prosecution. So Mr. Torres, please come to the front.
Your Honor, my name is Emilio Torres III, and I am representing the natives of the fine and once civilized civilizations of the Inca, Maya, and Aztec. I intend and will prove Mr. Columbus of his evil ways. He is responsible for the deaths of millions of these people, who welcomed them and worshiped them. These once prosperous and organized civilizations fell from the greed and stupidity of the conquistadors, who should have left these civilizations alone and leave without torturing, slaving off, killing, and mining all their doing. Columbus first encountered the native Puerto Ricans or Taínos upon his arrival of the island of Hispaniola in 1492, and kept taking ever since. Mr. Columbus is a parasite sucking from the blood of these people. Imagine living a normal life in the Americas. You have a family, everything is organized and correct, until these Spaniards come, rape your daughter, cut off your arm, and kill the rest of your family. Today you will be represented with the proof needed. Please find the defendant guilty.
Hold your applause for now, please. I'm going to ask Mr. Lawrence to make the opening statements for the defense.
Your Honor, members of the jury, my name is Jonathan Lawrence. I'm representing Christopher Columbus in this case. I intend to prove the defendant, Christopher Columbus, is innocent of all charges. Christopher Columbus.
Nobody takes you seriously now.
Christopher Columbus, a courageous and daring explorer, set out from Spain to discover new trade routes. He had the generous support of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. Imagine what life would have been like if Christopher Columbus never set sail. Europe would have never came to the Americas. You wouldn't know the taste of sugar, the feel of steel, or wool clothing. This was part of the Columbian exchange Columbus started. He civilized the barbaric people, and at first, everything was in control. Today you will be presented with evidence and will hear the testimony from my witnesses, the artist of the Codex, and Christopher Columbus, which will leave no doubt in the minds of the innocent of the defendant. Please find the defendant, Christopher Columbus, not guilty.
All right. And our first witness, I'd like to ask Aztec eyewitness number 1 to the stand.
Wait, you gotta wait. Shut up.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and only the truth?
Yes.
So what you got?
Just for our audience members, guys, sorry we don't have a list up, so I'm just going to do this with you. Pair number 1. We have, sorry, this is for the prosecution, so it's Decree and Emilio. Oh yeah, sorry Emilio. Just to explain, for our jury, please rate each pair. You guys are going to add this up at the end based on how much evidence they use. So I'm going to project the document. If they reference evidence from the document, if they use evidence to help build their case, okay? A 2 would be that they use specific evidence. A 3 that they really use the evidence to enhance their chances of winning. Their argument, do they take a stance? So 2 would be they clearly take a stance. 3 would be that they have a well-reasoned argument and stance. And 4, preparing. Do they seem like they prepared together? 2, they seem like they prepared. 3 is that that it flowed really smoothly. And they seem like they really prepared. So please go ahead and grade each team. I'll put up the names for you guys as we start. Okay? And that's how we're going to make the final decision. Okay. Mr. Torres, you ready?
Please introduce yourself to the court.
I'm an aspect eyewitness.
Tell me, when the Spaniards came, how did you people treat them?
When the Spaniards came, we treat them with loyalty, and they turned around and they betrayed us.
What were they really after?
And they was after gold, spices, and stuff like that the Americans had.
How did they kill and enslave your people?
First they would cut their arms off. Sometimes they would rape their daughters. Sometimes they would rape their son as a kid.
Questions?
Yeah.
Okay. An opportunity for cross-examination from the defense. Would you like to cross-examine guys? No? Okay. And next, we are going to keep we call a witness to the stand, Mr. Hernan Cortez. Please come to the stand.
It's all right.
Oh, yeah.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
These jury members, did we get that? Okay. And Mr. Sanchez?
May you please introduce yourself to the court and give a little description about yourself?
I am Hernan Cortez. I'm from Spain and a Spanish conquistador, and I came in 1520.
Okay, when you reached the natives, did you think they were smart and adaptable to their environment?
Yes, I do. They were adaptable because they live on an island, and they were complex because they built on it.
Okay, and how was the city that you saw? Can you describe it?
It was a great city, even more advanced than some cities in Europe, and families were very extreme.
Do you feel that Mr. Columbus is guilty?
Yes.
Further questions? Okay. Opportunity for cross-examination for Mr. Cortez? No? Ms. Stress? 10:32. The time is over. 34. 34, thanks.
34.
All right. And I would like to ask to stand Aztec eyewitness number 1. Sorry, number 2. Yes, ma'am.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth,
Shit,
and
my
nothing but the
question.
truth.
Mr. Cameron,
We each get one.
Please introduce yourself to the court. What is your name and background?
eyewitness. I came in 1519. I am a warrior and I trained for many years and witnessed horror.
What did you see when the Spaniards came?
I saw the Spanish cut off the heads of many people. We played dead to try and escape, but if they saw you breathe, they would stab you.
What other brutal things did they do?
They cut the bodies open and hacked their shoulders off.
What does it say about their culture?
They had an evil culture and all they wanted was power.
No further questions? Okay. Opportunity for cross-examination. Yes, Mr. Lawson. You have to stand.
You said that your people back in Spanish hacked off the people's shoulders and cut them open, right?
Yes.
Now, weren't the Aztecs doing that to their own people?
We did. No.
Miss, can I object?
I object, sir.
Overruled. Please answer the question.
We did it as a sacrifice. And y'all did it as like taking over us and taking advantage of us.
But is sacrifice a good thing to sacrifice on people?
Yes, because it was to please God.
Now, what happens if you run out of sacrifices?
Get more sacrifices.
You may take a seat.
You drunk? I got you.
Okay.
Yo.
I would like to, so that is, that was our last pair for the prosecution. So I'd like to welcome to the stand, as artists of the Aztec Codex. Please come to the stand. Miss. Oh, I'm sorry. Liz, do you want to go first? Why don't you go?